question before us is, which point of view and which party do we want to lead the United States?
On September 26, 1960, John Fitzgerald Kennedy,
I think Mr. Nixon is an effective leader of his party. Hope he would grant me the same.
And Richard Milhouse Nixon.
The things that Senator Kennedy has said, many of us can agree with.
Faced off in the first ever televised presidential debate, altering forever the role of media in politics. The debate was broadcast live, reaching around 70 million viewers, and it featured both candidates standing at podiums, answering questions from a panel of journalists. Kennedy, the Democratic candidate, appeared calm, confident, and well prepared. His youthful and charismatic appearance, coupled with his polished speaking style, resonated with the television audience. He wore a dark suit, which contrasted nicely with the studio's lighting, and he looked directly at the camera, giving a sense of connection with viewers.
This is a great country, but I think it could be a greater country.
Nixon, the Republican candidate, had recently recovered from a knee injury, and he refused makeup, so he appeared a little bit pale under the bright studio lights. And he wore a gray suit that blended poorly with the backdrop and was generally less comfortable on camera than was Kennedy.
There is no question but that this nation cannot stand still.
The exchange between the candidates was respectful but pointed, and illustrated the power of television as a medium. While radio listeners tended to think Nixon had won based on content and arguments, television viewers overwhelmingly favored Kennedy, primarily due to his strong visual presence. This debate is considered one of the key moments that helped Kennedy win that closely contested election. The 1960 debate revolutionized American political campaigning, emphasizing the importance of image and media presence. It showed that television could shape public perception of candidates beyond their policy positions. Ever since, debates have become a staple of U.S. presidential elections, and candidates have paid increasing attention to their media image. Isn't that great? And you can certainly see that policy positions now mean less than they used to, and image means much, much more. Not exactly progress. As we head into the silly season of the election cycle with little more than 6 weeks to go, we're left to digest the second presidential debate. Or was it the first? Even that is subject to debate. Does the outcome, however you saw it, really matter for your portfolio? Probably not. A survey from the Pew Research Center asking Americans how they feel about economic conditions shows that Republicans often feel better about the economy under a Republican president. And similarly, Democrats often feel better about the economy under a Democratic president. Well, duh. I mean, this is an example of confirmation bias. You'll look for information confirming your political bias, and you'll ignore what goes against it. And if your team is the Republicans, you're going to naturally feel better because you're finding information that confirms your bias. And if your team is the Democrats, you're going to do likewise. It's natural. It's part of the human brain. So don't feel badly about it and don't hold it against other people. Just realize that it does happen. And this perception is not reality. In reality, market performance is relatively close, no matter the combination of who wins the White House. You wouldn't hold your nose up at the average returns under either party. My fellow Americans, loving or hating the government, or those running it, is not an investment plan. That, at least, is pretty black and white, which is about the only thing this election season has in common with that 1960 version.